lot of people in the garden today.
It is. It's nice, isn't it? Plants that used to be hardy here, but not invasive here, are now starting to become problematic. So an example might be Nandina, which is the common name is heavenly bamboo, and that's something that my grandparents and maybe their parents would have planted as a specimen in their garden. It's a non-native, but typically the winters were harsh enough that it would not spread and evade, but now because of our climate changing, Nandina is becoming invasive here in our area. So there's some plants like that that are becoming more prolific and invasive because of the warming climate. Another example would be some of the pest problems that we would have. 15, 20 years ago, our winters would be harsh enough and we would have freezing temperatures over a longer duration of time, which would kill off insects like ticks. And now, 20 years ago, you probably would have never imagined getting a tick in December. And now if you go on a hike in December, you might find a tick on you. Another element is our hardiness zones, our plant hardiness zones. We can get away with growing a little bit more tropical specimens now, things that we may not have been able to enjoy or grow in the garden before, like figs or maybe Northern Virginia, some camellias may have been hurt a lot worse than what they are now. So we can grow different things that we maybe 20 years ago were not able to. But when we're looking at our plant collections policy, we're certainly not looking to plant any sugar maples, for instance, or European beeches would have been a plant that was sought after and grown here in years past. But when we're thinking about trees, they have a lifespan of 50 to 100 years, sometimes multiple 100 years. And so when we're planting for the future, we have to take into consideration what that climate will be in the future. And plants like sugar maple, they're not going to thrive here in the heat and humidity that we'll have now, especially as that exacerbates in the near future. Sure, the changes in pollen are primarily the timing of the pollen, not necessarily the consistency of the pollen, I would say. And that's, I think if you looked over a 20-year period in the phenology data, you may see that we're seeing earlier pollen bursts than what we would have had maybe 15, 20 years ago. Right. But the species that we are all maybe suffering for as far as our sinuses, they're pretty much the same species.